SOS, please someone help me.
Did you see this?
It's not healthy. Yes. Hello everyone, welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
Board games.
and
God, I'm just reading that stuff.
don't look at it.
Board gamey things.
Exactly. We are back with another Shelf of Shame update. It has been a while since we've done one of these videos. Your hat's so tall. Remember back in the day when you used to have that really tall hat? We're back to give an update about our Shelf of Shame. And also on top of that, Jeff can't figure out which way to put his hat on, and that's fine. But on top of that, we also have 10 games that we are going to do our best to play.
I feel like we
Before the
have
end of
not
the
been
year.
able to play as many games as we normally
We
do. And I don't know why.
certainly have not. I don't know. Travel, busy, work, all that stuff. Let's give you a little update. But before we get into that, just another mention. The Foster the Meeple Kickstarter is still live. It's still happening. So if you would like to support us on Kickstarter, maybe you want to get Jeff some new hats.
It's not a pledge level, but
It's not. Boop.
I always take new hats.
If you want to support us so we can get Jeff a new hat and also better equipment, etc., all the links and everything are going to be in the description below. Let's start with the stats, and then we'll talk about the 10 games that we would really like to play before the end of the year. And I looked at our list, and I'm like, there's not a chance. There's some of these, I don't know. We'll do our best, though, okay? Bad attitude.
Well, to be fair, we have Max and Danielle coming,
Yes.
and Ben and Sarah.
Yes. And then BGG
And
Con.
BGG Con.
And BGG Con.
And PAX.
And PAX.
So we can...
We're going to fly through it. Don't even worry about everybody.
The problem is that when we go away, we're not going to have our Shelf of Shame games with us.
No, but we can sneakily choose them
Yeah.
from the shelves and be like, we should play this one. All right, so our current collection is 1,198 games.
It's too many.
I'm going to be honest with you. I know for sure there's a few games on that that aren't on the list that should be, so let's just call it an even 1,200 games. And there's more that come basically every day. It's insanity. It's
Maybe
insanity.
we should start calling some.
Nah. Of those 1,198 games, we have played 768.
I don't care what people say. That's really good.
Mm-hmm. And we also, so Jeff mentioned Called, and I was like, no, we don't typically get rid of a lot of games, but we have this year gotten rid of more.
We've been gifting a lot.
And they would be primarily games that we have played. Okay?
Yeah.
So that number should be high.
We haven't gifted any games that we haven't played.
Yeah, that's actually true.
We only gift games that we've played.
Yeah, exactly.
And they all go in the Kyle pile.
Kyle pile.
Basically.
Exactly. Okay, so our current Shelf of Shame has 430 games on it. But 36 of those are expansions, so we don't even count those. I didn't do that math. Hold it. Hold on, everybody, please. One moment. Where's my calculator?
396.
Let's see if you're right. 430 minus, what did I say? 36?
394.
394. Good thing I checked. So we have 394.
I fixed it before you said it.
That's true. We have 394 games that we haven't played on our shelves, excluding expansions, because expansions are nice to have. You know, they're just kind of there. Some of them are in boxes. We don't really know. So at the beginning of the year, you may remember that we're like, oh, we'll do a 2024 Shelf of Shame challenge. So on our collection list, I keep everything on an air table, organized beautifully. I do say so myself.
I don't normally care about that stuff, but
it's nice.
It's impressive.
So I marked off all of the games that were on our Shelf of Shame at the beginning of the year, and we said that we were going to prioritize those, and that just kind of flew out the window. But from that list, we've played 43. 43 games from our Shelf of Shame.
This year?
43 games from our Shelf of Shame that we had at the beginning of the year. So by the end of 2023, there's 43 games that we had that we have now played. We have acquired an absurd amount of games this year.
Yes.
And we typically play new games often.
I just bought like 20 from Tim.
Yikes. So then there are 224 remaining on that list of 394 that were remaining from our 2024 Shelf of Shame challenge. Are all these numbers confusing?
Insert math gif.
Insert math. The point is that we've been making some
Who are you trying to justify this to?
What's the word? I want to say hedge maze, but it doesn't matter.
We don't need to justify
some
this
stuff. But we have 394 left, okay? Those are the stats. I know people are interested. If you're curious, because I did a video, remember, about where I put stickers on all the stuff? Well, I ran out of stickers, so that hasn't caught up, and it really didn't do much of anything.
No, it didn't. So
that was just a fun project to try. We have 10 games that we are going to try to play, but before we get into that, I did promise in a previous video that I was going to give you an update on my Magic Mind experience. I am at day 12. Ooh, and I feel great. Okay? Listen, clear as a bug. Clear as day, light in the sunshine. None of that was clear, but that's how I feel.
Solid English.
So basically, if you didn't get to see the first video, which we did in our self-care tips, you should totally watch, Magic Mind is a mental performance shot that you take. It's essentially like matcha and a bunch of mushrooms and lots of vitamin C and D and all of this stuff. A bunch of mushrooms. And it's really good for you. It's meant to reduce stress, increase mental clarity, and do all of these things. And you essentially take it alongside of your morning coffee or your breakfast or whatever. It's not meant to replace. But what's really interesting about it is that it has like almost like a delayed release based on the ingredients. So you get like random boosts of energy kind of throughout the day. And I've been taking it because I was super tired and stressed out and burnt out and like all of the bad stuff. Anyways, so I had been feeling all of these things, and so Magic Mind had reached out and said, hey, would you like to try this? And I said, sure. So that's the prequel. I learned my lesson. I opened it in advance today. This is day 7. Day 7. Okay, this is day 11. Yes, I think day 11. It's morning. I feel good. So I'm actually going to try something different today, and I've decided, I'm realizing now how silly it is that I've dumped this out and put it into this. I don't know why I find that so funny. Thought maybe trying to make it into a sipping drink could be a fun thing to do. I do want to try it in the latte at some point. Ooh, that's some ice. That's been, what did I just say? It's 11 days. I'm going to do one more tomorrow, film the update. I feel like it's worked for me. I don't know. I definitely feel like I have more energy. And this is probably attributed to that. I haven't really changed anything else. So I would say if you're interested, give it a try, at least for the 7 days. Like you can get, I think, a week's worth or 2 weeks worth or whatever you want to try to see if it works for you. But for me, I feel like I'm definitely going to continue drinking it. I think I've got 14 days worth, so I've got a couple more. And I might get some more. We're 12 days in, and I am definitely feeling much more focused, and like my clarity is better. So I have noticed a difference. Is it going to be like, wow, suddenly like you're jumping over the moon or whatever? No, but I've definitely noticed a difference in terms of my productivity and my focus and all of that good stuff. So I do have coupon codes and all of that good stuff in the description below if it's something that you might like to try. It's essentially like a matcha style drink, so if you enjoy matcha, I think you'll enjoy the taste of it. It's very condensed. You can put it with your oat milk and make yourself a little latte thing, or you could just
oat milk only.
You could just straight up shoot her back, which is what I do. Well, yeah, that's what they suggest. So anyways, if you're interested in trying Magic Mind, like I said, it took me about 4 days before I started to feel anything, and you can just kind of continue to take it. You could try it for a week. You could do whatever you like. All the information is going to be in the description below, and I will also link the first video, which gives you a lot more information and details, so feel free to go and watch that. Now back to your regular scheduled programming. The 10 games that we must play from our Shelf of Shame before the end of the year. The first one on the list is going to be Black Friday, which is a Friedman Freeze game. And guess what, Jeff?
I don't know anything about that game.
Me neither. Doesn't matter. Like some of these games I don't know anything about, but it's been sitting on the shelf, and I think that that's not right, that we have a Friedman Freeze game that we haven't played because we're collecting them.
That's an easy convention one.
That's an easy convention one for sure. So that's Black Friday from Friedman Freeze.
Next up from Osprey Games is Crescent Moon. Crescent Moon is a asymmetrical game a la like Brute that has been on our shelf for a very long time, but
a year.
We just don't have a ton of people to play those games with.
No, you have to play with 4 players.
And honestly, like, each person needs to learn their own faction. Yes. So I very much want to try and play this one. Either Max and Danielle come, but I think it's probably going to be more so a Ben and Sarah
possibly
game. And we might have to get them to like learn their factions up front.
Totally.
And be like, we're playing this when you come. But I very much want to play it. I love Osprey Games, and it's one that's been sitting there staring at me for a very long time.
Next one on the list is going to be Botany. Botany is just a beautiful looking game about Victorian gardens, I think. It's been sitting on the shelf for a few months now, and as soon as we got it, I was like, oh, I really want to play this game. And we still haven't played it. And every time I look at it, I'm like, I really want to play that game.
It's been called out
on my list.
Whenever we're like, hey, what do you want to play? It's like, oh, we can play Botany, and then it never gets picked.
Yeah, so I really want to play it. So that's on my list.
Next up is one that we actually gave the rulebook to our friend Kyle to learn, and he did, and we never played it. And that is Cosmic Encounter.
Yep.
Cosmic Encounter is, I think at this point, a game everyone knows about, and we've never played it. Because it's 3+, and it's just something we've never gotten to the table. And we very much want to. And Kyle, I'm sorry that we got you to learn it and then never played it.
You'll probably have to relearn it.
You'll probably have to relearn it.
And then we'll play it.
And then we'll play it.
It'll be awesome, probably. Next up on the list is actually one that's not been on the Shelf of Shame for a long time, but it has been a game that I've wanted to play forever, and that is Broom Service. We got this at BGG Spring, and I'm just dying to play it. And I know this is one that we can definitely play during Halloween season because it's got witches on it, okay? And I'm pretty excited.
Witches on brooms.
And it's supposed to be amazing, so I really want to play that one.
Yep. Next up is probably one of the weirdest games we've ever known about or attempted to play.
We've known about a lot of games.
Deal with the Devil.
Yeah.
From CGE. Deal with the Devil is is it 3 or 4?
Something like that, yeah.
I can't remember exactly, but it's basically one person. It's a deduction game where one person is basically playing as the devil.
Yeah.
And everyone needs to kind of deduce that information out. It's a bit rules heavy. One person really needs to know everyone's role, and it's really hard to teach that game because you can't teach it and give any information away. You can't ask questions about how your character works.
Yeah.
Because then you're giving away information to the people around the table. So I don't know how this one's going to get played. To be quite honest with you, I know that Nick over at the Brothers Murph really, really loves this game.
Yeah. And
it might require us being around him at a convention.
We could play it at BGG Fall.
Nick, if you're watching this and you want to teach us Deal with the Devil, we should put that on the convention list.
Let's do it. Next on the list has been on the shelf for a long time, and that is Fury of Dracula. This is another one that you need a lot of players for, and when our friends Ben and Sarah come to visit in October, that's on my list.
It's a long play time, too.
Like a hidden movement, I think.
It is. It's
classic.
It's very much like
classic
Beast.
Halloween game.
Yeah. Next up is also somewhat recent, and that is Earthborn Rangers. This was purchased by us at Last Pack. So yeah, we're coming up on a year, actually. This is just in that queue of campaign games that just never gets touched.
Yeah.
And honestly, we need to come to a conclusion about these things. I just bought Madara, and I'm like, why did I buy Madara?
You really wanted it.
I have ISS Vanguard.
We have so many.
So many campaign games. But this one apparently is really good, and one I very much want to play.
I also really want to play this one, which makes a difference.
I don't know, man.
Next up on the list is Chocolate Factory, which we haven't had for too long.
No.
However, I love chocolate, and I really want to play it. And so I put it on the list, because I love chocolate.
I like the theme.
We could probably play that one with Max and Danielle.
Yeah. That's a good Max and Danielle one. Next up is a game I actually have tried to play, and that is Imperium Classics. We also have the new version,
Horizons.
Imperium Horizons, which I haven't tried to play. But I did try to learn and play Imperium Classics.
Yeah.
And that rule book...
Big.
No. It's so confusing. It's not big. It's so confusing. I couldn't understand it. There's so many card names, triggers. It's almost similar to trying to figure out how to play like Netrunner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just got so confused that I just put it away.
So I guess I'll be learning that one.
And never returned to it. Our friend Sam over at Lord of the Board swears by this game.
Yeah.
And swears that we would love this game, but for some reason the hurdle of learning that game has been too much for me.
Fair enough. Another one on the list that's been on here for a while is My Father's Work. This is another one that I would love to play during the Halloween season. I've just heard really good things about it, and it's been intimidating to pull it off the shelf because it's big, basically. And physically it's large. I don't know if that corresponds to the rule set.
I don't think it is
I honestly don't know.
I don't know.
But I do really want to play it because I know Rodney played it with his friend and really enjoyed it. And
they like ripped through it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that we would really like it.
Last one up for me is a GMT game, a war-themed game called Vijayanagara.
Vijayanagara.
This is a 2-player, I think you can play it at higher end player counts, but works really well 2-player war game where there is a kind of like automated bot system. The Mongolian invasion is happening, and it's like this Autobot system. We've heard incredibly good things. Again, our friend Sam at Lord of the Board loves this game. You all know that we love Cuba Libre and Just of Robin Hood.
I thought you were going to be all like, you all know that we love Sam.
We do.
Which
you
is
all
true.
know that we love Sam. He's recommended this one. It's beautiful. We met the designer of this game, and it's one that I had set up to learn, but
Life got busy. And these kind of war games are objectively more dense than other board games. There's a lot of nuance, and it's a whole procedure to sit and learn these games, like
and it needs to be the right time.
Last but not least, we need to play another Lacerda game. And so we have a bunch of them, and for that one I have picked Vinhos.
Yes.
I just think that, why not? Why not?
Good one.
Thank you, Jeff. I just want to play another one, and I've heard really good things about this one. We also do have the Gallerist and On Mars, but I don't want to jump to On Mars. The Gallerist could be a good option, but I
want someone to teach us on
I prefer that Vinhos, I think, is going to be the next one. So those are 10 games that we would love to play before the end of the year. Like I said before, Max and Danielle from Table Nuts are coming to visit in October. Then we have a week, and then our friends Ben and Sarah...
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Then our friends Ben and Sarah are coming to visit. That's October. Then in November, we're going to BGG Spring, or Fall. Oh my God. BGG Fall. And then we're going to PAX Unplugged.
Yep.
So we're going to have lots of opportunities to play some games and to get after it. The past few months, we have not been getting after it in the same way that we usually do. And you want to know what, though? It's fine.
It's fine.
Because there have been times where we have pushed ourselves. Like, we have to play more games and more games. And at the end of the day, like, who cares? It doesn't matter. We're still playing games.
Well, yeah.
We're still playing games and taking names.
Correct.
And kicking butt and stuff.
Yep.
Anyways, that is our Shelf of Shame and the games that we would like to play. We'd love to know down below if you've played any of the games that we've put on that list, what you think. Do you think we'll like them, etc.? Would love to know. Don't forget about the Foster the Meeple Kickstarter. You can play a game with us. That's out. That's one of the benefits.
Yep.
That'll be super fun as well. So, anyways, if you're interested in buying board games, like any of the many we mentioned today, or like any of the 1,200 that we have in our collection, you should first start by checking your friendly local gaming store, and for us, that is...
The Boardroom Game Cafe.
And if you like what you see,
please subscribe.
We hope to see you again soon. And now, we say goodbye. Goodbye!
There it is.
Ding! Move it this way.
Our Shelf of Shame is $11.98.
No, Jeff. Don't be crazy. Well, am I recording? Yep, perfect.
See, it looks dumb when it's down like this. Like, people want this. This is what you want?
Well, usually you wear that one forwards.
Well, I can.
Well, you don't have to, but it does do good when you do. All right.
Have you guys played this one?
Have you heard of this game?
Vagina.
Vagina Harana.